She smiles, and she directs you guys to various chairs throughout the entryway.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that she'll be back momentarily with 6 cups.
Okay, and Alex will pull the alchemy jug off of his back as he sits down.
She goes back into the dining room area, opens the door into the kitchen, and enters, and then closes the door back behind her.
Lucius is already sitting down.
I'll set the jug with wine.
Lucius sits down. He's already pulled his boots off. He's packing a pipe. He is not not in a state right now to
Lucius,
spit on the
sitting down in the chair in front of the hearth. Not only is there not a fire going, there's no firewood in the fireplace. And looking around, you don't see any near to hand. And thinking about it, you didn't see a stack of firewood up along the side of the house, which would have been pretty standard for a farmhouse like this.
He stops in the middle of packing his pipe, looks at the others and says, anyone else weirded out by this?
Yeah, I'm getting, I don't know. This is like a store that sells red flags.
Casey tells me she looks the same way physically that she does, to your eyes, visually.
Look,
Seeker's just kind of nervously checking his way around the room, looking for, weird secret doors.
We just got away from a dragon. Seeker got away from it twice in something that sounds like it's insane.
Gus
What's
is going
this lady gonna do to us?
Seeker.
And
yeah.
Peering around the room, looking for secret doors or whatever. What you actually see are a couple of fingers curled along the door frame that leads off into the hallway down into the burrow. A child's fingers, just kind of curled along the side as though someone was peeking around, but you startled them.
Seeker cast Detect Magic.
How long does that take to
out-
cast? Is that one action?
One action.
Okay.
Alex is gonna pull a goblet out of his.
And calls out, hello? We didn't mean to frighten you.
You cast Detect Magic, and the only thing in the vicinity, other than what you're carrying, that radiates magic, is the gold chain that had pulled the door closed earlier. And looking up, you see that it's affixed to the door, and none of you saw her do it. And now we're going to roll initiative.
Did I get my goblet out before that?
Sure.
Okay. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
That's a good initiative roll.
Oh, hi, Alexander.
Yo.
You want me to go first, or shall I go first?
Well, let me go first, because Scrappy can't be surprised.
Whoever's not going on 20 is going to go on 19, because I'm also on 20.
I'm also on 20.
I'm also on 20.
Okay,
My name starts
I'm
with
on
A.
18 then. Because... Oh,
Alex, you pulled your goblet out.
Yep, and I start pouring wine out of the alchemy jug into it.
Okay. And that's your action for the round?
Scrappy, however, dodges next to me.
Standing next to you? Oh, we do have the Scrappy tile for this map here.
Love the Scrappy tile.
It's pretty good. You hear... The thing you see and the thing you hear don't seem to match. Because Seeker casts Detect Magic, and you realize that the chain, the golden chain on the door, is magical. And the child peeks around the corner, and it's just a halfling child, but it makes this stomach-curdling hissing noise. And as it hisses, her mouth opens slightly, and you see these jagged fangs. And then she lunges forward. Let's see. Lucius was by the fire. Tom was close to the fire. Oh, I gotta put Tom on the initiative order, I guess. We'll make him blue.
Gus would have been standing next to Tom.
Yeah, that's right. Gus was helping Tom around.
Okay. This is going to be a toss-up between Seeker and Florian. Seeker, how lucky did you feel getting away from that black dragon?
I felt pretty good.
Pretty good?
How big is this area?
Imagine... I mean, the house itself is a halfling's abode, but this particular room has furniture and a front door that's comfortably sized for human visitors.
Is Scrappy going to be close enough to deflect attack if something goes for Seeker?
Where was Alex standing in the room?
Alex was in a chair. I think my impression was that Alex and Seeker were basically next to each other.
So I had Alex and Lucius in chairs next to each other by the hearth, and
Okay.
Seeker said he was walking around the room
Okay.
looking for
Nervously.
Okay, that's fine then.
Best to try and take every inch you can.
stuff. Seeker. I have a 9 to hit.
No.
I have an 18 to hit.
Shield.
Oh, never mind. The second one... Never mind. The second one misses if the first one misses. This halfling child lunges like an animal from her position in the doorway. She's dressed in the standard little cute, adorable halfling garb that you see now and then. A nice frilly dress and a bonnet. But she has claws and fangs, and she lunges at you with her fingernails and slices through the air with wicked speed and astonishing strength given her size. And now she's standing next to you, hissing and baring these fangs. Lucius.
I don't think halfling children should be able to do that.
Probably not.
Lucius sees this happen. He rolls his eyes, sets his pipe down, and
Rolling your eyes
Starts
takes an
ca-
action, so your turn's over. That's going to bring us to...
casting Hex as a bonus action on the child, hexing Strength.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give her
Not anymore.
give her a nice little blast.
She's
Okay.
not powerful anymore. She's hexed.
21 to hit.
21 does hit.
And this is also partially science because there's necrotic added to this. That is 15 force damage, 4 necrotic damage.
What AC did you hit?
21.
Okay, so yeah, 15. And then how much force?
No, it was a 15 force, and 4 necrotic.
Okay. As you throw out your Eldritch Blast at the thing, and it knocks her backwards slightly. The impact of it has definitely damaged her. But the necrosis doesn't seem to have much of an effect. Usually you'd see black and purple welts appear as your hex takes hold and enhances the damage. Doesn't seem to be happening with this child. Moving or
The
staying put?
anti-life portion of my magic isn't working as well. And Lucius, he stands ready to fight barefoot.
So your AC is -6 now?
Yes.
Okay.
Only do against Caltrops.
Seeker, right now you are the only person inside of the creature's threat range.
All right. Then I am going to cast one of my new spells from this turn.
Okay.
From this level, rather. I'm going to cast Web.
I don't think I've ever
Webbing
seen
up.
this spell cast before.
The creature and the door that the old lady walked through. That cube.
They're on opposite sides of the room. So you'd also have to webbing up like about half the room if you want to do that.
So would it be cutting the room in half, or would it be like, because I can anchor it on those two things.
Mhm.
Like I can cut it across the room. Would that be fine?
My reading of
Or is
how
that gonna hit our...
the cube works is you're going to be webbing up, like entirely webbing up about half of the room. Because you're trying to get the creature next to you, which is closer to the doorway where she came through, and the doorway where the halfling woman disappeared a moment ago.
Who of our allies is it within that cube?
Just you. Because everyone else kind of went to the other side where the hearth is.
All right, then I'm gonna try to back away, leaving her threat range.
Oh, that's nice. I have a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
I got good news and bad news.
Uh-huh.
The good news is she deals no damage.
That's not good news.
Bad news is you are grappled and not able to move away. And the strength of this creature is she just reaches up and grabs your arm. It feels like she could wrench it out of its socket if she so chose. And she's trying to draw you down to her level and bearing these fangs at you as she does.
All right. In that case, I'm going to cast a web, covering the room, including us, me, and the creature.
Okay. So let me actually just give this spell a quick read, because I don't think I've ever seen this used before. Lasts up to an hour, so that should be long enough for the spiders to show up. So the area is difficult terrain and lightly obscured. It already was lightly obscured because of the dim lights. That's fine. Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or that enters them during its turn makes a dex saving throw. On a failed save, they're restrained as long as it remains in the webs or until it breaks 3. And it's the strength check versus your spell save DC to get free. Do I seem to have all that right?
Yep.
Ooh, the webs are flammable. This is going to get real fun. All right, excellent. So you've webbed up the room. And I mean, she's all gummed up. And you're gummed up there because you're not able to move away. My read of the spell is that you can cast this on your space safely and then move away from it, because then you're not starting your turn there or ending it there. Does that make sense?
Well, so she's still going to get to make a dex save.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, I should get to make a dex save. I'm okay with not being able to make a dex save.
Oh, no.
In that case, she would have to be grabbed too.
I just missed that line. You're right. We're going to make a dex save at the start of her turn.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've entered it on my turn, which to me says that I make my save now. Or should I make it on the start of my next turn? I'm okay with either reading.
I think whoever wrote the wording of this spell didn't count on anybody ever casting it on their own space.
Yeah.
No, go ahead and make it.
To me, I read it the same way as like a firewall, where I usually, if you're casting on yourself, you would...
Don't cast a firewall, because this shit's flammable.
That is a... I fail.
Okay, so you're restrained by the web, and your speed is 0, and that half of the room is webbed up. That's going to bring us to... We all have dark vision in this party, yes? I know I ask this all the time, but I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to Gus.
Gus is going to stand up, bonus action, to summon his spear and throw it at the creature.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if it's restrained yet.
It feels like it, since it's in the webs, it should have to roll to see if it's... I don't know.
It's not...
I don't know.
It's not restrained until the start of its turn there, or until it enters it. So right now, this roll...
It's not restrained, yeah.
It's not restrained. So no advantage on this roll.
Wouldn't it, like, being in the web when it was cast count as entering it?
No.
They should have added when the spell is cast to those two.
That's very weird to me.
It's weird, but a lot of spells have that weirdness to them, and that's usually the way I read it too. I'm with you on this one.
Also, this weirdness has worked to your advantage in some situations, so I wouldn't pick at this thread too hard.
I'm not picking at it. I'm not arguing with you. I just like that just seems like...
Gus, are you
the way I
really
read it.
going to attack this adorable little halfling child?
She's trying to bite Seeker's face off, and I am incredibly done with today.
His face is so delicious. Go ahead.
That is a 14.
14. So you heft the spear and fling it across the room, thinking there's no way you're going to miss this small, unarmed halfling child. And as the web is materializing around here, with lightning-quick reflexes, she jukes to the side, and your spear goes through the doorway and into the burrow area behind her.
I hear somebody in the back going,
Ah!
no.
Moving or staying put?
Message for you, sir.
I'm going to go to the edge of the web.
Okay. So, think of this being maybe a... let me do some quick math in my head. Maybe a 15 or 20 foot square room, 15 or 20 feet to a wall. Seeker has webbed half of it diagonally corner to corner. thereabouts. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Sounds
Yep.
good to me.
So you can safely get to the front door and out without entering the web.
What is the when you go into it? Is it
If you enter the spaces
It's a
of the
dex-
web, you make
it's
a
a
dex
dex
save,
save.
or you
Yeah,
become
no,
restrained.
I'm not doing that. That sounds like a bad idea.
Okay. So are you staying put where you are, or are you leaving?
Yeah. No, I'm just kind of at the edge of the webs.
Okay.
Just getting ready to fight.
Is your intention, because Seeker kind of cut it across his own space, you can enter the web and be in her threat range. Is that your intent?
I don't want to enter the web.
I know, but you can be next to the web and be in her threat range because she's on
Right.
the edge of it.
Yeah. I want to be able to step in and
You can attack her melee without entering the web. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
well,
that's
no,
fine.
yeah. I want to be able to step in and hit her.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, you don't enter the web, but you step in next to where the girl has Seeker grabbed by the arm, and that's going to bring us to Florian.
All right. Bonus action. I want to extract her name.
Okay.
So wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh, how about a 4?
Nope. She is charmed by me till the end of my next term, and I learn her name.
Okay, give me 1 second to go to fantasynamegenerators.com.
All right.
It's Bubbles. The ever living.
So
Ancient spirits of evil.
So here's her name is Lidney,
Lidney.
which is a commonish kind of halfling girl's name, but it's not all her.
Interesting.
Any effects you have that are bolstered by using that name will work to their full effects, but there's something else in the girl's mind, is your take on the situation.
Interesting.
Is that your action?
That was just a bonus action.
Cool.
So now I'm going to cast, I'm going to use Fateful Naming to use this name to cast Bane on her.
Cast.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, Batman. I will never not do that.
Seeker.
I'm sorry.
that's a passable bane. Like, solid
What's the
6.5.
save DC on the Bane?
So this is a charisma saving throw?
Yes. This is 13.
4.
Alright. Fails, so anytime she makes an attack roll or a saving throw, she must roll a d4 and subtract it.
Okay. And moving or staying put?
Staying put, because Florian is curious.
Tom shuffles back towards the main door of the house, the front door, and you see him worrying at the handle for a little bit, and he's unable to open it. And he reaches up to move the golden chain, and then kind of squawks in pain and recoils. He's like, "It's hot, like embers."
Yeah, that chain's magic.
Fantastic.
Alexander.
Chain's magic.
Do I think I can disarm that magical chain with a set of thieves' tools? Some magical know-how?
It's possible.
As if it's a trap? Alright, let me go over there and try and make a thieves' tools check.
What is your spellcasting stat is intelligence, right?
Yep.
Let's call this intelligence. I'll let you choose. Intelligence thieves tools or dexterity arcana.
Intelligence thieves' tools.
Okay.
Dexterity Arcana.
So that would be a 16.
A 16. If you actually disassemble the chain where it's bolted to the door, you could completely free the door from the chain. But it's going to take 2 successes to do that. It's more difficult than usual because of the magics on the chain.
Was the 16 a success, or was that just figuring it out?
That counts as a success.
Excellent.
So one more of those, and you'll be able to open up this door.
Bonus
safely.
action, let's get Scrappy in there. Can he be adjacent to the girl without being in the web?
Yes, but if he does that, he's the last person that can do that, because Gus is already in one of
I
those
think we
positions.
have all the people in fighting range we want. Scrappy will then take the help action, helping Seeker on his next dexterity check, acrobatics check.
Okay. He can either do that, or he can take his action to try to pull Seeker out of the web.
Oh, yeah, if you
Well,
let me do
isn't
that.
he's grappled too?
Oh, that's true.
Right, he's
also...
grappled, and yeah, so I was hoping to help Seeker get out of the grapple at least.
Okay. And that's what he can do. And then it is the door to the back of the kitchen opens up, and the halfling woman darts in the room. And now she's also dropped pretenses of hospitality. Gonna have her attack.
Well, she's gonna need to make me a dexterity saving throw to avoid the web first.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to attack Seeker then.
But she's on the other side of the room from me.
What is
That's
the
why I had to-
fours? What is with the fours? I mean, this 4 turns into a 7, but that's still not going to do it.
I don't love it.
As she enters the room, you can see she tries to tear her way through the web towards where Seeker is being grasped by this child, and she gets hopelessly entangled in it. So she's going to have to make a strength check DC what?
Strength check DC 15 as her action.
That she has no difficulty doing. She tears through the web, and instead of continuing to move towards Seeker deeper into the web, she comes up next to Gustavus, who is standing there. Gustavus, and all filled with all of his delicious, delicious blood. But she used her action to tear the web, so that's going to bring us to Lucius.
Okay. I'm gonna take a bonus action to move the hex onto her,
Okay.
to the old woman, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast her.
Okay.
$19 to hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before you do that, I have to...
Note the old woman, or the young girl, if you're about to roll her save against the web, she rolled an 8.
She rolled an 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's restrained, so she's trying to attack you with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you skip her turn or something?
Yeah, both of the creatures act on the same initiative.
Ah, okay.
Seeker. I have a
Yeah.
23 to hit with the disadvantage.
23. It's a high number.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Is this the girl or is this the...
This is the little girl
This is
that's
the
got
girl.
Seeker grabbed. Even though she's all webbed up, she manages to drag him down and sink her teeth into the side of his neck.
Even with a bane, too. Man.
Oh, that's right. The 4. So that's a -1 to that roll.
So 22.
22.
Good on you, though. You have to keep him on his toes.
You do. You have to keep me honest. That's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
Plus 7 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh, don't love that.
And reduce your hit point maximum by that amount equal to the necrotic damage.
Okay. That was a 5?
Yes.
I've done it.
And as she does this, as she draws Seeker close and bites into his neck, you guys see the wounds that you've been inflicting smooth over and heal as she drinks of his lifeblood.
Oh, that's horseshit.
The good news is she's still restrained. And now Lucius can go ahead and blast whoever he wants. My apologies.
Yeah, so that information having been now apparent to me, now I'm going to take this. I'm not going to move my hex and just leave it on the little girl who is now chewing on my friend. That's a 19 to hit.
Okay. That is good.
You're looking at 8 force damage, 4 necrotic.
And once again, the necrotic damage just does not seem to have much effect on her.
I mean, it's 2 more points than I did before, so that's fine.
Moving or staying put?
Staying put and looking very concerned at this point.
Seeker, you are the most delicious cocktail
Yeah, and I would have to use 2 actions in order to get out of this web and also being grappled.
Correct.
So I'm completely screwed, Misty Step.
This is exactly what Misty Step is for. Where do you Misty Step to?
Yeah.
Well, the opposite corner of the room.
Over to where Alex is worrying at the chain?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you
I want
do...
to be out of the old lady's reach, though.
That's fine. No difficulty.
Is the old lady still in the web?
No, she broke free of the web and she's standing next to you.
Push her back in the web.
So as you Misty Step away, the rest of you see the girl's grip, like she lurches forward as Seeker is no longer in her embrace, and she darts her eyes around the room, and she lets out this unearthly howl that sounds petulant, like a child has been denied her toy. Anything else, Seeker?
No, I'm good over here. Oh, well, actually, yeah, because that was just my, well, what can I do with a cantrip? Anything? Not really.
Start casting Mending
I'm
on
gonna
Scrappy.
toll the dead the old woman to see if she's also immune to necrotic damage.
Okay, that's it. What kind of save?
That is a wisdom save.
What is with the 4s?
No good.
That is a 4.
Five necrotic damage.
Okay. Yeah, the spell does seem to be doing damage, but it is not particularly effective.
Seeker, there's acid in my kit.
Yep, and I'll head over there. I mean, I've got my own acid. Don't worry.
Gustavus, you have both of the creatures inside 5 feet of you. One is trapped in the web, the other is not.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to...
You have advantage on the one in the web.
Yeah. I'm going to... I'm going to stick my hand in this old lady's face,
Mm-hmm.
just right in her face, in her eyes, and cast Burning Hands. Right in her face.
There is no way to do this without also igniting the web. Is that the intent?
Well, it says that when it only ignites 5 feet at the time. Is what I'm reading. Is that not true?
So the problem is you're standing parallel to this web, and it's a cone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nowhere for you to stand where the cone doesn't get into the web unless you yourself enter the web and aim outside of it.
Right, but only... what I'm saying is, like, but I'm not... It's not going to catch the web on fire where the little... Is it?
I mean, the web is highly flammable.
It's extremely flammable.
Okay, well, what
yeah.
I'll do...
The fire
It's not the
ignites
best.
any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
It just says any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in one...
Oh, you're saying you'll catch the web on fire, but it won't catch the part with the girl in it.
Right, because she's to my left, and the lady's in front of me.
Okay, is that your intention?
That is my intention, yes.
Gotcha. And she needs to make... I should just give it a 4, because I've been rolling 4s all day with these.
Well, she needs to make an 11, so she'll probably pass.
6.
Well, it's not a 4?
It was worse than a 4.
Oh, I hate.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, 9. She's trained in dex saves.
Oh, well, it still fell. So
Yeah.
she takes 9 points of fire damage.
All right. And so most of the web in that direction, back towards the kitchen area, starts to burn and smolder away. But the girl is still entangled. Are you moving or staying?
My intention is also to set fire to the house.
The walls behind them start
I
to
don't
catch
like that at all.
and blister.
How many more casts of Misty Step do I have to teleport out of here?
Gus, moving or staying put?
I am staying right here.
Gus, we can't take you anywhere. ever
Florian.
again.
Florian.
I'm.
So Florian sees Gustavus start making things catch on fire and just says, Gustavus, I would like to point out at this time that we are also inside the house.
There's a chimney hasn't even been used.
And with that, let's blast the old woman with a magic level 2 magic missile.
Okay.
Because
Level relatively magic missile.
Yeah, this is ridiculous at this point. Things need to die. All right, that is a. She takes 15 damage.
Okay, that's force
That's a good
damage.
one.
Yes.
And
I was also kind of hoping she was weak to.
are you moving or staying put?
I would like to get out of range of the woman and the child, if at all possible.
I mean, you can move over to the front door. Right now, they're all. Gus is the only
Yes,
one in their
let's-
threat range.
Let's do that.
Okay, that's going to bring us to Tom, who is still standing by the front door. He's going to ready an action to dash out the door once Alex gets it open.
Yeah.
Which then
Hobble.
brings us to Alex.
Hand Tom my thieves' tools. Tell him what he needs to do. Pull my crossbow off my back and take a shot.
Okay. At who?
The woman.
Okay.
Not sharpshooter, so that'll hit an armor class
I
of.
webbed up this woman for everyone.
No, she wasn't
14.
webbed up.
No, the girl. I mean,
The
Yeah.
little girl, yeah.
webbed her up.
She's still webbed up.
Shoot her.
I would say also though that the other
Is that a
thing is
14 hit?
14
the-
does not hit.
the
Okay.
woman is loose and the little girl is not.
Yeah.
And it's not that your aim was bad, it's that these creatures seem to be able to move fast enough to dodge out of the way of the bolt.
Scrappy is going to also take a snap at her.
At the woman?
Yep.
Okay.
They'll hit an armor class of 18
18 will hit.
for 8 force damage. I think we should take one of them down quickly so they stop healing, personally. And the woman's already taken some damage, so.
All right, that was Scrappy. And now it is their turn. And they do seem to be healing over time. The damage that you're dealing to them is regenerating quickly as you watch them. Gus, you are
Uh-huh.
full of blood, and you are within both of their reach.
Listen, Gus is incredibly delicious, and he
The,
acknowledges it.
So delicious.
The woman is going to take disadvantage on her first attack from Scrappy's deflect.
Okay, and the girl is at disadvantage because she's restrained. So, Gus,
Again, looking for a 20.
nope. The little girl misses. And the big girl misses as they both try to lash out and grab you with their claws. They don't seem to be paying much mind at all to Scrappy, even though he's standing right there.
He has no blood to bleed.
And at that, you hear a third cry
Oh no.
as a second halfling child, this one a boy, comes up the burrow behind where the girl emerged and immediately becomes hopelessly entangled in this web. So he's actually a little further back, but the web has reached out into the burrow a little bit. So anybody who wants this boy is going to have to enter into the web and go after him. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Lucius,
Hey.
if you leave without putting on your boots, I'm making you leave your boots in this house, which is on fire.
Yeah. No. Okay. Now. I'm gonna take a Eldritch Blast shot at the restrained the restrained little girl.
Okay, that's at advantage.
Yeah.
Web seems pretty good. How come we've gone like 5 years without anybody casting this?
Because I do not cast damage spells.
I was looking forward to getting this next level.
23.
The whole last campaign we couldn't cast magic.
23
23.
does hit.
Pleased to be enjoying 11 force damage and probably 3 necrotic after resistance.
Oh, it's because by the time we got Nath into the campaign, we could cast Wall of Force.
That's
So yeah, you blast the little girl with an Eldritch Blast. Do you feel bad for doing this at all? Not even a little bit?
Lucius has been through some shit. He is his moral compass is really really needs to be recalibrated at this point. So
And moving or staying put?
he's going to backpedal toward the door.
Okay. It's going to bring us to Seeker, who's also standing near to the door.
What time of day was it when we came in here?
Middle of the day. Midday.
Structures, when they take damage, they don't ignore force damage, right?
What's the intent here?
I'm going to try to blow the roof off this house.
With what?
With a level 2 magic missile.
Can you target a structure with magic missile?
Not.
Maybe not. In which case, I will use. What's the roof of the house made of?
Probably thatch with a couple of wooden support planks. I mean, the fire is going to do this job in a couple of rounds regardless, as it licks up the walls and starts to catch.
I am going to target one of the wooden support planks.
Okay.
And attempt to levitate it with 500 pounds of force through the thatch.
Okay.
Oh.
And to just drop it on the.
And there's a loud cracking sound as some of the boards come loose and splinter. If you do the same action next round, apply your levitation to it, you'll be able to free it completely and at least demolish part of the ceiling.
Okay, I specifically want to demolish the ceiling above the woman and the young lady.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Gus, I can't help but notice that you're still in this room, surrounded by halflings trying to kill you, and none of your companions have bothered to open the door yet.
That's what I was. Yes, I have too. And Gus is going to turn around and point at Alex and say, "Open the door."
Tom's on it.
Open the door, and
Gus,
I'm going to hit
your turn.
the lady with. I'm going to hit the old lady with my hammer.
Okay.
That is a
My
21 to
goal is-
hit.
21 does hit.
My goal is to raise Treble's blood pressure as much as Birdie's blood pressure raised mine.
You're not doing a great job of you specifically. That is 7 plus 4, 11 bludgeoning damage. Let's go ahead and make that a booming blade, so that if she moves, she takes additional damage. But
You
that is
mean-
a
By which you mean moves from her position or makes any action at all?
no. She just moves from her. Like if she willingly moves, she takes a d8.
Okay. She
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
need to
she's-
because you're standing right next to her.
Right, but she took 11 bludgeoning damage.
Sure did. And are you moving or staying put?
I'm staying put here for now.
Florian.
This halfling woman doesn't even look bloodied, does she?
No, neither does the little girl. They are regenerating hit points pretty quick.
That stinks. I just want to throw that out there. That stinks.
Thanks.
Gonna smack her with another magic missile though.
Okay.
I almost took chill touch
That is 13 damage.
All right.
this level.
And Florian, moving or
got a
staying
lot
put?
of-
No, I'm right next to that door, and we never get this damn thing open.
Let's see if Tom can get it open.
So she'd have,
Tom,
he'd have a
Tom,
decent check
Tom.
on this because he has proficiency and intelligence. He's got the same stats as me.
So,
Artificer just gets
after a
those.
few moments, Tom, working with the tools that Alex had left him, you hear him curse as the chain gives off like a small spark, like metal striking flint, but then it swings free from the door frame. And he reaches forward and pulls the door open, and sunlight streams into the center of the room. And then he uses his movement to Dr. House's way on out.
Yep. Good job, Tom.
Good on you, buddy.
Told you you could do it. I'm gonna fish a vial of acid out of my pack, and
Okay.
I am gonna chug it at whatever support beam looks the most relevant to what Seeker is levitating.
If you do this, if you make a ranged attack roll,
21.
21. Yeah, you aim it at the support beam, and the acid pretty severely damages it. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Yep.
I'm going to have to just try off memory. I'm going to give it some number of damage resistance.
It's got 6 acid damage, or 4 acid damage.
Okay. So the acid starts burning through the beam, and Seeker, you feel the force of your levitation push that side loose and scrape against the thatch of the top of the house. And it creates several pinholes through which sunlight starts streaming. partially cuts across the woman's arm, and it smokes where the sunlight touches her, and you can see in the light that her skin is pallid and gray, as she jerks her hand back and hisses.
Push her into the web underneath the sunlight. I write about this in 50 Shades of Sand.
Can I have Scrappy try to try and push?
First of all, Alex, are you moving or staying put?
That's the end of Alex's turn.
All right, Scrappy.
Alex is standing next to the door.
Scrappy can forego one of his attack rolls to try to shove her. Yes.
Gonna get just all the blades.
That's a 19.
She rolled a 12.
Okay. So yeah, he can shove her up to 10 feet away, shoving her into the
Is
web.
there a place in the web that has sunlight coming into it?
Not yet, but there will be if Seeker continues next turn doing what he's doing.
That's where she's going.
All right. And her dex save is a 13.
Nope.
All right, so she's restrained in the web. All of them are now. And the fire is licking up the ceiling in that area as well. Scrappy moving or staying put?
Scrappy will move to between the woman and Gus.
Lucius.
I'm going to what Seeker and Alexander are doing. Lucius gets the same idea and attempts to. He takes out a vial of acid that he picked up from Alexander before.
Okay.
And he's going to fling it to try and bust open some of the thatch above the little girl.
Make a ranged attack roll.
All right. That's a 7 to hit.
A 7 to hit. And the acid crashes up into the thatch, but in the wrong spot. And you hear the sizzling sounds of it, but you did not get the desired effect.
Okay, I'll still deal some damage to whatever structure might be in that area, right?
Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Nobody's leaving the burning house. Okay, it's going to bring us to...
Actually, you know what? Yeah, no. I'm gonna be on my way out of there.
They're in a house with Seeker. They've gone temporarily insane.
Speaking of insane, it is Insane's turn.
All right, let's crack this ceiling open, let in the sunlight.
And you do. The sunlight streams down into the area of the web. Both the woman and the girl begin crying out in anguish as they are visibly burned by it.
Make sure they can't leave. They shouldn't be able to regenerate anymore.
Seeker, moving or staying put?
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. That brings us to Gus. Gus, this is your last safe turn here next to the web. Next turn, the fire is going to reach the area where you're standing.
Okay. So I'm going to... is this the little girl writhing in agony?
She's trying to evade the sunlight streaming in from the hole Seeker tore in the roof, but she's also restrained by this web. The good news is the fire is going to, within the next turn, burn the web away where she is, so she will no longer be restrained.
Well, you know what? That doesn't sound like a good idea. You know what? In for a penny, in for a pound. How high is the ceiling?
About 10 feet.
Okay, I point my hand up, and burning hands.
Burning
and then
hands.
I run out the...
That's going to trigger 2 attacks of opportunity at disadvantage.
Can the woman get to him because she was pushed back and then?
No,
She's
she
pushed
can't.
back 10
You're
feet.
right. She was pushed all the way back to the wall. The little girl,
Yeah.
no.
She gets disadvantage from deflect attack.
She gets disadvantage for being restrained as well.
Yeah.
And she's banned.
And she's Bane. So the 3 that I rolled, -3 is 0. So no, she does not manage to grab hold of you.
Right, and I said, and I burning hands to the ceiling, on the thatch,
Okay.
and I'm running out the door.
Is anybody staying in the room in the next round or two?
Does the sun look like it's killing them or just slowing them down?
It looks like
Lucius get
it's
his pipe before on the way to the
severely
door?
burning them where the light contacts them.
I'll have Scrappy back away slowly,
Okay.
just keeping him between.
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna
women
attempt to
and
keep
us,
using
but I'm gonna keep filling them full of arrows too.
Over the course of the next
Blasts.
couple of minutes, you guys watch. I mean, any arrows that you fire into the burning and smoldering house will be unrecoverable.
That's fine.
And I'll give them all one last try to get free of this web.
real quick, at the end of my turn, bonus action, summon my spear, so it doesn't burn up.
I'm using my big chunk of building hoof to stake them through the heart too. They're getting owned. I'm done with them. I told them I was not in no mood.
Over the course of the next few minutes, you watch the fire take the whole above ground portion of this house, and you watch it get reduced to just a smoldering wreck. And by the time that happens, the creatures have been so badly burned by the sunlight. They stop moving, but the sun doesn't stop burning them until they are just charcoal black.
Can I snag that chain on the way out?
You can grab it up off the floor, yeah.
Does anybody... Oh, I'm going to take my my throwing axe that I still have for some reason.
Sure.
And I'm going to go over and I'm going to decapitate all 3 bodies.
Oh, I'm sneaking the crap out of them too.
Like, just decapitating the bodies.
And then Alex sits down cross-legged in the middle of the field, pulls the goblet out of his pack, and goes back to pouring wine for himself and his companion.
When you go to decapitate these bodies, have you ever, like done some grilling and looks like a lump of charcoal, but you poke it and it just crumbles to ash? It's not really cutting through their neck as it is when your axe impacts them. They just crumble away to nothing. The sun has so thoroughly burned them.
Do the skulls crumble?
The skulls are also just completely reduced down to ash.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. Yeah.
And looking at the wreckage over the course of the next few minutes, Tom says, "It's never a dull moment with you lot."
So
I told them, you heard me, Tom. I told them I was in no mood.
Lucius, take us out.
Wine?
So my boots and my pipe were still in there, so those are gone.
Yep.
I'm very upset. Lucius is so upset right now.
I'm going to take 2 minutes and add up a whole bunch of experience. I'm going to set up a straw poll as well, and you guys can be thinking about your blips. So I'm going to go dark while I do
win
that.
the straw poll.
I'd like to point out, this is the second casualty when it comes to footwear for the campaign.
That is no way to talk about Seeker.
No, I'm talking about Florian. He lost his boots.
I know. Boy, maybe I should pick up one of those bullshit magic items as an infusion and make them special boots. It's okay. I can make you new boots. I made new boots for Florian.
We have to walk all the way back to Dunfoss, and I have to do it barefoot.
It's
There's levitate spells. Like, it'll be fine.
Dude, like, okay, it's fine.
Who's the most creative?
I don't know. I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, who is the badass?
Okay.
I wonder who's gonna get badass.
I refuse to give Nodal more than 1 blip because he's kept that policy.
I am very strongly against giving a person more than 1 blip.
All right, that's fine. But
we know. Listen, we know.
I'd like to point out that if we ever gave everybody just like all the blips in one, this would be the session for it.
This would be the session for it. Yes,
But it's not. Me and you.
Lucius did sit up after he was all ready to just chill out. He just did sit up and said, "I'm absolutely not in the mood for this bullshit with these vampire ladies," and blasted one. It is bare feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other votes?
No, that's good.
All right, I'm good with that.
Who furthered the party's goals today? Honestly, Florian for getting Gustavus up and getting them out and away from the dragon.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
We
I
won't
would
mention.
like to give blip to somebody else.
Yeah, because he initially ran away.
Oh, you still have yours?
Yeah, y'all spent blips.
Okay, let's give it to Gus then for carrying someone out.
Yep.
For just general fighter things.
I mean, you carried him out of the stairs as much as he did.
Yeah. And then intangibles. Why are we giving this to Destil?
I thought it was pretty good, actually, giving him the thieves' tools at the end to open the door in his hand self.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoy that too.
All right, think about your envelopes now, I guess. That was a wacky. This session, you guys.
All right, you all kind of owe McDohl some gratitude because those gnarl jacks were much, much tougher than what I originally had in those rooms, and therefore worth a lot more experience. So for the 3 gnarl jacks, some enormous number of grimlocks, and 2 vampires spawn, everybody takes 2,240 experience.
Wow.
That's a lot of experience.
That is a lot of experience.
That's a lot of high CR monsters.
That puts me halfway to level 5 now.
Yeah.
The gnarl jacks are CR 6, the vampire spawns are CR 5. The dragon was only CR 7, but I will be awarding everybody 1 blip for their part in successfully escaping the dragon alive.
I got a blip for being unconscious the whole time.
Do you not want one? I won't give you one then.
That's fine. I'm not saying I don't want one. I'm just amused by that. I literally took 32 points of acid damage to the face, and yeah.
Acid's rough.
It was enough damage, I think, if you think about it.
We've learned the dangers of acid now.
Yeah, no, I think we're pretty well.
I'm a little bit surprised Alexander was like, "Can we try to go back and get some of that acid?"
Again,
No, I can make all the acid I ever need.
I know that intent is a bad word when it comes to D&D planning, but the intent was a short brush with that dragon, and then you all escape. But you were all
And
lined
that's
up
exactly what happened.
so nicely.
It was a short brush with the dragon, and we all escaped.
Kind of what happened, but I wasn't expecting to have one person specifically on the dragon's eternal shit list.
That just gives you more fun to plan for later, Brick.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna have lots of fun playing around with this dragon.
He's gonna come and burn our boat down.
He can't. He only breathes acid.
It's gonna acid our boat down.
Oh, I'm pretty sure if you hit my lab with acid, it would burn down at the same time.
Just think of the dragon horde we're gonna get when we kill it.
Who wants to make a case for some blips first?
I can go.
Go ahead.
Okay. We have my alignment for my concern and care for Tom and his health and well-being. Because, criminal or not, he did kind of, he had a really bad day. Or several days.
Who's had a worse day at this point? Tom, Lucius, or Seeker?
Well, Seeker is not olded. He doesn't have a Final Fantasy V status effect.
He had to sleep in a Grimlock hole.
He's a gnome. That's where they sleep anyway, isn't it?
True. Fair enough.
Then I'm going to do my... Where is it? My ideal, my companions are my support structure, and I must do what I can to protect them from themselves for yelling at Alexander to open the damn door. And my flaw, Drunk Gus says hello because for my secret stash of alcohol instead of bringing water. For bringing beer instead of water. And that's it. Oh, in the video.
And who else has stuff?
I'll go.
Florian.
Ideals. There are infinite truths. We must experience as many as we can and figure out their validity. For being curious and running back when you heard the dragon roaring.
Always run towards the dragon sounds, right?
Always run towards danger, yes. Why is that dragon roaring, I wonder? Flaws. There's always an explanation, and we must always consider it for casting with Seeker's real, quote-unquote, real name and not realizing the name is fake.
No, it's a real name. It's Seeker's birth name.
Sure it is.
It's his
He didn't
birth
lie.
name, but is it his true name?
No. Seeker's true name is the Seeker in the Dark.
Yes. And
Especially after that nonsense.
Florian has not put that together yet. So that's going to continue. The explanation in this case being, well, clearly Seeker was out of range.
Seeker
I feel
isn't
like-
who he thinks he is.
I feel like after like all that nonsense, like even if like Seeker had some doubt, he's like, I just duped a fucking dragon. I am the Seeker in the dark. Jeffrey Moss is dead.
Is that it for Florian? Who's next?
I could go.
Seeker.
All right, I've got anybody can be fooled except for me
I can't imagine why.
for diving into a hole in order to trick a dragon and save my companions, sending it sailing after me and making myself an enemy for life.
Very good.
I've got opportunity is everywhere if you can see it for using levitate to crack open the roof and let in the sunlight.
Okay.
And I've got chaotic good. Good is only taking from those that can afford it. Chaos is taking them for all they're worth. For going into the hut, even though it was sketchy, because damn it, we were promised hospitality.
Who's next?
I'll go.
All right.
Lucius, go ahead.
I have my alignment, lawful neutral, taking place in society, work well for your fellow people, take care of your own. For setting up that, for helping to set that, the setup where we had the Grimlocks pinned down to where we can get, where Seeker was able to knock them all down with a good sleep.
Okay.
Knowledge is paramount. For it's like, no, hold on, these chain thingies may have just chewed me to pieces, but I think these are worth investigating.
Okay.
And double or nothing for actually for convincing the group that yes, we can go back. We have to go down and get that chain box, that devil box or whatever the hell it is, and bring it back, and we can bring those back for study.
And what does Alexander have for me?
I've got my flaw. I'm sure we can handle this for basically any of the dungeons.
I can't imagine
I
why.
went from full hit points to completely unconscious in one successful saving throw. And then that's it, actually.
If you've never run a game with a dungeon filled with CR 1/8 monsters and then suddenly thrown a dragon at your players, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
I did. That's what I did last Saturday.
Nice. Because you kind of lull them into this sense of complacency. Like, oh, we could take as many of these guys. We could just stand here and farm them forever for experience.
That was a joke.
I mean, we were. I imagine that if the dragon wasn't a factor at that point, we would have pushed our way into the room. Once we got a handle of the ones that were in the hallway.
To be fair, we did get a lot of experience.
Not from the Grimlocks, though. They're worth like nothing. So we have one blip for the most creative solution to a problem during the session.
Seeker.
Thinking emoji.
Who furthered the party's goals the most?
We gave that to Gus for carrying one of our companions to safety up the staircase.
Who was the badass?
We gave that to Lucius for just deciding, screw it, I'm going to take a nap inside this clearly evil house because I am exhausted.
And one for intangibles.
We gave that to Alex for tossing our NPC the thieves' tools and just being like, no, you can take care of this. You deal with it.
And Seeker has our straw poll this week. So I want to make sure that I've got blips recorded correctly here. We're level 4 right now, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So blips are worth 126 each.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is taking 3 this week. Florian is taking 3 this week. Gus is taking 6. Lucius is taking 5. And Seeker is taking 6. So how many is everybody going into next week with after either
5.
banking these? You're going with 5?
How many did you
I
say there
burned them
were?
all to save someone's life.
Yours.
They're worth 126.
Oh, I get to roll over one. One, two,
Going
six.
with 3.
Alex
6.
is going in with 3. Gus is going in with 6.
I am also
Florian's
going in
going
with
with-
6.
So is
Yeah.
Florian.
And Florian's going with 6. All right. It was a rather productive day. Are you sure you guys aren't adventurers?
We're investigators.
We're
it's better.
investigators.
Adventurers would have gone back for that stupid dragon horde.
I mean, if there
We're
is
gonna
a
farm
dragon
out.
horde.
Adventurers would have died to that dragon.
I did love there was a moment of almost awareness where you guys are like, adventurers must really suck because otherwise this place would be completely looted as you push deeper and deeper in where the dragon lives.
We didn't die.
Oh. No, you just pissed off a black dragon. Good job.
All right, thanks everybody for playing. I'll see y'all next week. We will pick this back up when you guys return to Dunfoss, battered and bruised, but somehow still alive.
And still with no swag.
No, we got a bunch of stuff.
Just in case you're all thinking that we're even, because Seeker died once and now saved all of you,